So my panel presentation today is about an app called Emanager. This is the logo. So an overview. So I'm from Hong Kong, and I'll be basing this app in Hong Kong. It's designed for events to bring customers and suppliers in one platform to make events more easy and readily available, and it's a more convenient and efficient way of planning events for people who want to do events in Hong Kong. So this is like one of the layouts of like the login page of the app. So it's to remove barriers of communication, liaising with different vendors, because local suppliers tend to not speak English very well, and there are a lot of expats in Hong Kong, as it's a financial hub where a lot of expats are coming in and out of Hong Kong, and mainly on high positions. And what problem there is that a lot of expats want to have events like throw like parties, like cocktail parties, throw just Christmas parties, but they're not able to because they don't know where exactly to do their event. They don't know what suppliers to contact, and they don't know how they're gonna get people to come. So it's providing the perfect mix of suppliers and venues available for each customer's budget. It's a one-stop page for all the action that is needed for the event being created. So implementation. So the app feature, the main concern is finding the perfect suppliers and venues within the budget. For expats that are new to the city, they're not sure of how to have an event placed, to remove language barriers in Hong Kong with local suppliers. If I let customers select each, one of the app features that I was planning to do was if I let customers select each aspect through the app, it will validate the purpose of the app. So say for example, there'll be a directory with florists, caterers, event venues, hotels where people can stay. So I would have each category, there'll be like different suppliers, and they can choose what exactly they want. So say for example, they choose a florist for their baby shower. They can select what type of flowers they need and how many do they need. Do they need it for the table? Do they need it for just decoration? So what I implemented was actually the first one, which was customization. So allowing the customer to choose every detail aspect. But from feedback I got that a lot of customers don't actually know what they want for the event. So I implemented two different types of services, customization and automatic. So automatic is where customers just choose a few options. So it's the venue they want, their budget, and the theme of the event, and the event size. So, and then that lets Emanager put their event in place, give them a quotation, and from there on they can liaise with the app. So the second implementation was the target market. It was really hard to actually get a target market because I'm in New York and I don't know how I would do that, but thankfully I went to Hong Kong during Thanksgiving, so I was able to, I already knew that the customers base would be expats, but I didn't know if income would matter, because Hong Kong is actually it's the second most expensive city to live in, and it's heavily expensive to even do events in Hong Kong. So my second hypothesis was, if I target this app to high income earners, will I be able to make more profit? So I went out and interviewed a lot of people in different areas of Hong Kong. So these are some statistics. I was able to interview about 75 people. So the niche market, majority of which will be expats, will be from upper class and upper middle class. Local families in government-funded housing are not interested in paying for such a service, and are highly unlikely to plan events for their respective communities due to events being so expensive in Hong Kong. So customer success is a vital part for this app, because it's hospitality that we're looking into. Customers want to know how they'll be updated about any changes that their event will have, and how they'll be able to liaise with different suppliers. So hypothesis 3 was, by creating a contact support system to the app, would customers be able to liaise much easier for their event. So what my solution was to have a live chat for customers, which will help them answer questions. This messaging system through the app will directly lead them to the suppliers and have a history of the status of if their production supplies are coming on time or not. So there are different channels that I have to actually market through. One of the markets that I did not look into was, how will I get the suppliers to actually get on board with this app. A lot of local suppliers in Hong Kong, they don't actually have the mainstream like Facebook or Instagram. They have WeChat, which is very much based in mainland China, where a lot of customers actually contact suppliers through. So I was looking into contacting suppliers through WeChat. Key partners. It's vital to have key partners like suppliers, as it incorporates outsourcing. Hypothesis 4. So formulating contracts to suppliers benefit and secure the app. So there are two aspects to this. One, where suppliers are exclusively for Emanager, so they don't supply to anyone else but Emanager. And two, suppliers who accommodate both the app and the general public. Because I actually spoke to a company, a lifestyle concierge service, which actually does a lot of events, called Quintessentially. I spoke to the regional director, Lindsay Davis from London, and she said that this is a very good concept, but getting suppliers on board is the hard part. So hopefully, I'm hoping one really hard part about this app is that a lot of venues in Hong Kong, such as hotels, have a set package for the events, and they don't want to disturb that segment because they have their own separate event managers and event planners for this special thing. So a lot of hotels were unlikely to actually be one of the venue suppliers for this app. However, speaking of Quintessentially, they have a lot of suppliers that are actually very exclusive and perfect for my market, because their market is very niche, and so is mine, like upper middle class. So getting exclusive suppliers for Emanager would be to pitch this to essentially. So going further, I have to determine how I'll be showcasing suppliers in the application that will appeal to the customers, determining what types of events I'll be focusing on, how will suppliers be certified to be trusted or for customers, how are secure payments going to be made, and the commissioned earnings of successful events placed through the app. The key activities are creating the technological infrastructure, managing partnerships with local suppliers and markets, managing the customer service workforce, publicity of the app, and funds and investments with key partners such as Quintessentially. This is like an estimate cost of how I'll be setting up in US dollars.
Okay.